Yesterday, Sayadaw explained the phenomena and the elements which take place, which come to existence at the moment of touching. The striker element, the sense object, which strike on the sense organ, and the repulsive, responsive element, the consciousness, which is the resulting from the combination of sense organ and sense object. When we experience touch, the element which come to existence at that moment can be divided into three kinds roughly. It is the Pathavi Dhatu, it is the hardness or softness, and then the warmness or cold or heat, and then the last one is heat, warmth and cold, and last one is tension, tightness and motion or movement. So whenever we experience touch, one of those elements can be obvious to us. So as a base element, any part of the body, or wherever flesh is, the sense organ can be touched by the senses, by those elements. There are many other elements which are involved in this touching process. Roughly, the contact, phassa, between the sense organ and the sense object, and then responsive element, and then the feeling or sensation, pleasant or unpleasant. This feeling or sensation also can be divided into two kinds, kaya vijnana and dhamma dhatu. And these are all called responsive element, which can be experienced at the moment of touching. There are many more elements actually involved in this touching process, but roughly only three elements is obvious. So the point is there is no self or ego entity involved in the process of touching. Only elements or phenomena are what really exist at the moment of touching. So it is according to the Nana Dhatu and the phrase, there are several kinds of the elements. So the moment we experience touching, there are several kinds of the elements obvious, manifest to us. So now today shall we continue analyzing those elements. So when we are sitting, practice the meditation according to the late Venerable Great Mahasi Sayadaw. At first we have to sit leg crossed, cross-legged, and then we keep our upper part of the body straight, and then breathe in and out regularly, not too abruptly, not too quickly, not too slowly. We have to breathe in and out very regularly, normally. And then our mind must be focused on the rising, falling, or the abdomen, which can be compared with a ball which is inflated. When we breathe in, our abdomen become inflated and tight. So the inflation connected with the inhalation, and then afterwards the exhalation followed by falling or the abdomen. So inhalation, exhalation, and rising, falling, they are all connected to each other, one another. So the element or the phenomena involved in the rising, falling or the abdomen is air element. It can be experienced as a tension, tightness, or movement. It's a Vayo Dhatu. It's a touchable element. It can be called Phodava Dhatu as well. Because it's, the element can be touched, the touchable. Actually, there are many other elements involved in the process of rising, falling. But the movement or the movement of rising, falling or the abdomen, this Vayo Dhatu is extremely obvious. Another dhatus, which are another element which are obvious to the yogi, is the hardness or softness, is a Patavi Dhatu, earth element, and then temperature element, heat or cold or warm or cold, and these elements also can be experienced when we observe the rising, falling or the abdomen. So this rising, falling is regarded as the striker element, the element which strike on the sense organ. Then what is the sense organ, or what is the base element? It is physical sense. So any part of the body where the flesh is existed, there can be found the sense of body or physical sense. So that sense is a receiver, receive the objects of touching. Then the responsive element, the physical bodily consciousness take place, the responsive element. So there can be sense of tension, sense of tightness, or at the moment of the rising or the abdomen. The moment of falling, we are expected to see or to experience the release or contraction or vibration, etc. These are all elements. This sense consciousness is a responsive element. They are a combination of the sense object and the sense organ. This is also very obvious. This is called Kaya Sampasa, mental contact. This contact also can result in the sensation, good or bad, or pleasant or unpleasant, according to the objects. In the Sautanta literature, there can be three types of the sensation: pleasant, unpleasant, and a neutral sensation. But briefly, in the Abhidhamma, just two sensations easily experienced according to the Abhidhamma, good or bad, or pleasant or unpleasant. So as a result of the contact, the sensation come to existence, good or bad. So the moment of rising, what really exists are of course elements. The most obvious element is Vayo Dhatu, which can be experienced as a tension, tightness, vibration, or movement, and so on. And another element which is involved in the rising, falling process is the receiver element or the base element. This is the bodily sense. And then there is no atta or ego or self involved in this process. Only mental and physical phenomena rising and passing away, and only mind and body, their interaction can be experienced if we observe the moment they take place. So if we observe them individually or as a whole, we can experience phenomena. Then we are bound to realize the state of anatta. The meaning is there is no I or he or she or women or men or women involved in the process of the phenomena. Just only phenomena arising and passing away from moment to moment. So Buddha Dopasati, if we observe the moment the phenomena take place, then we are able to see the true nature of mind and body, what really exists. So the understanding, according to the literature, is not the real understanding. It is not empirical understanding. So we cannot claim the knowledge, empirical knowledge. So we must observe phenomena the moment they take place. Then only where empirical knowledge take place. So the moment arising occur to us, we must follow, noting it closely from the beginning to the end. We must note it concurrently and with the full energy. Aim our mind on the object correctly. This aiming is regarded as a jhanic factor. Without aiming, the jhanic state of jhana is not possible. So, but just aiming is not enough. So, aiming is requiring the energy and effort so that we can reach to the object directly. So aiming and energy is helping vice versa. So aiming must be helped by the energy so that we can reach to the object, we can penetrate into the object. So without aiming, energy alone is also not enough to hit the target correctly, to penetrate into the object. So energy is, or aiming is also very important to focus on the object correctly. So when we note rising, falling, or the abdomen, the correctly or the precisely, closely, and concurrently, then with the help of the energy and the right aiming, then our mind penetrate into the object. As a result, the mindfulness and concentration and mindfulness take place. So in order to bring about mindfulness and concentration, or concentration and mindfulness, this right energy, effort, and right aiming is very essential. Without these two, right effort and aiming, the concentration and mindfulness cannot take place. So when we note rising, falling, or the abdomen, we can experience the dhatu air element as a tension, tightness, and movement. Vayo dhatu as a tension, tightness, or movement. This seeing is called or realization of the Vajra element, Penya is there, Samadhi is there. This is insight into the Vajra Dhatu, Vajra element. So we are bound to see the tension and tightness segment by segment, step by step, bit by bit, rising and passing away. So if we observe the rising, falling, or the abdomen, the moment they take place, we can experience the elements, the phenomena which are involved in the rising, falling process. So that's why there is an expression. Realization can be brought about only when we observe the moment the phenomena take place. So, amen. Previously normally translated as a thinking. So thinking is the widespread meaning. Meaning can be misinterpreted. So that's why Sayadawgyi is translated into amen instead of normal translation as thinking. So in the empirical practice, empirical field, this translation amen makes much more sense than the normal translation. Just like hitting a stone with a stone to the target stone, we have to aim to the target and hit. Only then the stone can be hit to the target. So in the same way, in the case of the meditation practice, this amen, proper amen, is very important. Without this right amen, there will be chance for unwholesome thinking. This is karma vitaka, the thought of sensual pleasure. So we want the desire, or we want to see good things, or beautiful things, a beautiful one. This sensual, or beautiful here, smell, etc. This is sensual desire. Sometimes the thought of the ill way take place. If there is no right amen or correct amen. So we want someone to be killed. We want someone to be hurt. This ill will also can occur to our mind when we have no correct amen on the object. So and then we want to hurt other people, other person. This also called vihisa vitaka, the thought of hurting people. These three types of the thoughts, wholesome thoughts, interfere with our pure mind. So we have to aim on the objects so that we can prevent these unwholesome thoughts coming into our mind. So every moment, if we are able to note every moment, then there's no chance for those undesirable thoughts or unwholesome thoughts. So if we note every second, then the 5 minutes will be 300 moments of noting, and 1 hour is 3,600 moments of noting. So how wonderful it will be if we are able to note every moment of the phenomena. then there is no chance for unwholesome thought. And then instead the object and noting mind, the occur concurrently. It is because of the right aim on the object. And then when we observe an object with the right aim, we have to rub the object with the aim. This type of aim is called vichara. It can be translated analysis. We analyze the objects for a while, so that we are able to penetrate into the true nature of the object. Then there is no chance for hindrances. Without these two, right aiming and right analyzing the objects, there will be hindrances in our mind. There's the karma chanda nivarana, the desire for sensual pleasure. Sometimes vyavara nivarana, this is the ill will or anger or hatred. And then china meda nivarana. And then if we the failure to observe the phenomena the moment they take place with the right aiming and analyzing an object, then these nivarana hindrances overcome our mind. Another nivarana is china meda, sloth and torpor or laziness. This also come and torture our mind. So if we have aiming, there's a right aiming. If we are aim on the object all the time with the energy, and there's no chance. There will be no chance for china meda or sloth and torpor or laziness. And then there is another nivarana. It is uddacha, kokoja. It's a restlessness of mind or regret or remorse. When our mind is focused on the object, and then the concentration take place, then there is no chance for restlessness of mind and remorse or regret. So how wonderful it will be if we cultivate the aiming and concentration with the help of the energy and mindfulness. So we have to rub our mind, noting mind with the objects all the time, so that we are able to penetrate into the object, and we are able to prevent the hindrances, mental hindrances from taking place. Then there is no chance for uddacha, kokoja, and any other nivarana and vicikiccha, the doubt, skeptical doubts. Sometimes for some people we may have doubt about our practice or enlightenment. If we have right aiming and energy, mindfulness and concentration developed, there's no way for doubt or skepticism. So these hindrances, kamachana, etc., always interfere with our cultivation of mindfulness. So they are called Setaso Upakilesa. These hindrances are always defining our mind. And also these hindrances make us less knowledgeable. So these hindrances make our knowledge weaker. So in Pali, these hindrances are called Piñaya Doblikarana. This is the phrase which mentions how these hindrances make our knowledge weaker. And so, if we observe the phenomena, the moment they take place, there is no chance for the mental defilements or hindrances, so that we can keep our mind calm and peaceful. So, at the moment of the observation, or the rising, falling, or the abdomen, there are phenomena which the wholesome phenomena, this sati, mindfulness, and concentration, obviously occur to us. They help us to defeat mental defilements or hindrances, mental hindrances, and we can keep our mind away from any other mental defilements as well, with the help of the concentration and mindfulness. And at that moment, when we are able to keep our mind clean of the mental defilement or the hindrances, we feel satisfied with our mental state, and rapture is there. That's piti, the rapture. And then, as a result, our mind and our body also felt comfortable. This is called rapture piti. In Pali, there's a phrase in literature, vivekaja piti sukha. The rapture and comfort, which are resulted from the freedom of mental defilement. So freedom from mental defilement results in rapture and the comfort. So there the phrase is vivekaja piti sukha. And then our mind also become very obviously clear. This is pasada, sada, and then as a result, concentration is sampasadana. This is clearness of mind, and which is followed by the concentration. This is called in the literature ekodi bhava, oneness or one pointedness of mind. So, in the moment of the noting, observation of the rising falling, there are jhana factors can be experienced. The vitaka, right aiming, and the vichara, analyzing the object, and the rapture, piti, and sukha, comfort, and these are obvious to us. But the most obvious one is aiming and analyzing vitaka and vichara. With the help of the aiming on the object, we can bring about the rest of the factors, samadhi and concentration. As a result, rapture, piti, and sukha, and clearness of mind, they followed. These are all the factors of jhana, but this is vipassana jhana, not the samatha jhana. So don't think lowly on the observation or rising, falling or the abdomen. This observation or the rising, falling or the abdomen can help us to experience vipassana jhana factor, and then this will enable us to understand several types of phenomena and elements. So today's time is up. So shall we continue his Dhamma talk tomorrow? sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.